Hey guys, welcome to another climbing vlog. And so this week, well, just like many weeks, I haven't really been going to the Hive curriculum, but I have been making my way out to the North Shore. I've been, other than that, I've been kind of staying at my home gym on my home wall, and been setting up a couple projects which I've been trying to sequence out for outside. And yeah, hopefully I'll have some results to show for that, and I can post some pretty sick sends, or some. Hopefully, I'll be pretty stoked to post some sends of that. But other than that, here's just a quick update of what's happening. So, pretty much, because I haven't gone to the Hive North Shore in a while as well, so there is a lot of new stuff for me to try. This is just warming up, and yeah. So usually this is just my regular warm up, go up and down, just going up in order of difficulty. This week I just decided to go up and down to 1 hex, up and down to 2 hex, 3 hex, 4 hex, 5 hex, right? And then try hard on a few 6 hexes. Yeah. So updates to the channel here. So if you're interested here, I will be putting up soon. I'll be going over how I feel about the new high angles, because I've had them on for a couple months now. I've been trying them, so I was hesitant to put them up because I wanted to climb them after I've broken them in, so that I could give you a good timeline of how the shoe feels. And also I wanted to jump on some harder stuff, and also on stuff that would require me to use the old high angles as well, just so that I can give you a good solid comparison of how these new ones are as a shoe inside and outside, and also how they compare to the old ones, so as after they've broken in. So yeah, if you guys haven't, then please subscribe, and hit the like button and hit the notifications if you would like to know what I feel about the new shoes and old shoes, and yeah, just stuff in general. And if you guys are interested in see how my training is going for some of my projects, then yeah, stay tuned, and hopefully I can get some stuff up for you too, and hopefully the weather gets good, and we can go outside and throw some burns at some of those projects. But other than that, yeah, I'll shut up now, and you guys will probably hear me talk a little bit later on a few other things. If you looked at the thumbnail, then I definitely have something to say about that thumbnail and the little sequence of events that led to that thumbnail. So yeah, please stay tuned or start clicking down the timeline and trying to find it. So yeah, until then. So all along today you'll be seeing quite a lot of my fails. This red one was one of the first 6 hexes that I tried, and I just couldn't really get to grips with this one. I think I had the right sequence, but it almost felt like there was a little something missing from, I don't know, from the start. Seemed like it didn't quite mingle with the rest of the problem. I gave this one quite a few goes. I couldn't really get it. Still trying to get my fingers a little stronger. Yeah, so if we keep moving along on this problem, you'll see that I gave it a couple other attempts, and as I tried to throw my hand over top, it just didn't really work. So I think I kept throwing I kept going on a few more times here. And there's quite a few like pretty solid pop-offs. So I jump on there and I try to see how the balance should be. Okay, so moving on to the next problem. This one was part of the new set, so I don't know how hard it was. I'm guessing it's probably a 5-hex. It had a little bit of a, I don't know, it had a little bit of a tricky sequence. So this is just a little bit of a little pro tidbit, or just a little tidbit for those who are looking into getting into competitions or are wondering on how ways that you could improve your competition. This is one of the ways I gotta improve too, is that remember your sequence. When I mean remember your sequence, I mean remember exactly your sequence. So this was my first attempt on this problem, and I was on there and I kind of figured it out up to about that section, but when I gave it a few more goes on the next few tries here, I forgot how I actually got up there, and I forgot my hand sequence. I didn't quite remember where I had my hand, and as a result it took me a lot of goes to get that hand sequence again. And if it were in the competition, so if you were in a, say, scramble format, it wouldn't really be too much of an issue. You'd lose attempts, yeah, but you'd still have enough time to probably get the problem if you figured out the sequence eventually. But if you were in a time situation, I probably would not have gotten this problem. So as a competitor, you need to understand, you need to break it down really quick and remember exactly how you did it. So right here, I just wasted a lot of energy, wasted a lot of time trying to figure it out. And then I ended up just having to jump on it and just be like, having to actually grab on it and figure out the exact sequence. and that wouldn't really be allowed. So once I got that, it was pretty simple. It was just a matter of getting that sequence and executing. And the problem ended up being not very hard, just a little specific with your data. So moving on to another one of the problems. This one was another part of the new set. This was just a massive diner problem. What I noticed with this whole new set is that there seems to be some problems that would just set very tall and very big. I'm not sure if it's just how you wanted to set this whole set, or was it just the style of the setter. Here I saw the massive dino, and in my head I was like, no, that's huge. So I thought there's got to be some trick to it, right? As I'm trying everything I can to just not do the dino. It is one of my weaknesses, and I really don't like dinos. So I always try absolutely everything I can to not have to do the dino. In this case, didn't really work, so I ended up having to give it a dino attempt. And even though I still jumped on after the second attempt and still kind of sussed out the dino a little bit and realized that it was a dino, I still gave it a couple goes trying to not have to do the dino, even though it probably would have been easier just to do the dino.
So in order for me to make the dyno for this one, I essentially changed my shoe. You'll see here that I actually have a more pointy shoe here so that I could actually kick off of one of the T-nuts. Yeah, so that I could kick off the T-nut and be able to get enough purchase to do the dyno. So now that I got the problem here, right, and I was figuring out how to do it, spent a little bit of time figuring it out, and for my first attempt I was just kind of sussing it out, kind of being a little scared and looking down and checking the fall zone just to make sure that I know where I'm going. And just trying everything I can to not do the big lock off move so that I wouldn't shoot off into the side of the wall, possibly into the volume. And then coming up for my next attempt here, I pretty much figured out how to do the dyno and I could lay it down. And what I needed to do essentially was do a full commitment to shoot for the big crossover into the slot.
The green hole.
But here is something that you guys need to check out where the guy is, and she was right there. This girl walked underneath me.
Yeah.
And here, right there.
You're okay.
Right?
You're that close.
So yeah, it's not okay, right? It doesn't matter where I wasn't very close, and this is, I'll tell you why, exactly why it's not okay. Right, so if we take a look, see here, this for me to produce that type of movement and to be able to do that move, I would need to do full commitment into my right hand over top and run the risk of possibly cutting out with my toe or heel hook, right? So in that case, what I would have to do is, if I did cut out, I would have to shoot my left hand into this hold right here and essentially hold the double gas on and kick out backwards, just like you'll see in a little bit. And if I did cut out backwards and were to pop off, I would shoot back furthermore and probably very close to where she is. Probably not actually hit her, but close enough that it would make it unsafe. So I did post this up just as a poll on my Instagram, and it probably seemed like, I think it'll be more like a 50-50 poll where some people think it's okay and some people who think it's not okay, just because, you know, go into my post, look at my IGTV post, and I'll explain into it just as much detail as I have here, right? Because if you were to do this move and you were to fail, your feet would kick backwards. So, you know, keep that in mind. That is not okay, right? Personally, I think it's not okay, and if I'm a climber, or if there's some other climber that's committed to some move and they were to do that, and I would not go underneath there, because I would not want to even run the risk of possibly getting in their way of them trying really hard, or I personally wouldn't want to be fallen on. Either case, that's not okay. heading upstairs now. Got a couple hours, got an hour left before closing. Came in, did a couple problems, warmed up, tried hard a little bit, failed a lot, as you guys saw. And yeah. So let's do this. So today we got, let's see if we can get this. See, we have some new problems. Looked at it, benchmarks, exclude my repeats. There's 6 new problems to do. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, please do. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.